Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to sit down and talk about the KitzConcept 1/72 scale Macross battle pod and Veritech. I know some people rolled it as Robotech, so it'll be like a Veritech and still a battle pod. So yeah, we're going to do this nice little overview. I'm going to do things the way I normally do it, but with some slight differences because I'm going to be honest, a lot of the Macross stuff, it's crazy. I just want to talk about it in each mode. I don't want to transform it because I've also learned that they all pretty much transform the same, but there will be differences. Like this one has some magnets here. We'll talk about that. But the first thing I want to talk about is Battle Pod. We don't get a chance to see this too often. We don't get a chance to see Battle Pods too often. So it's really nice to be able to see something like this. And I left the back open. And I got to say, these are kind of like, these are really, really amazing. Like they open up for one. And these are pretty clutch. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like transformation wise, well, they don't really transform, but how do I word this? Really trying to figure out a way to word this. If you love Macross, you're going to love the fact that these battle pods are something really nice and something really special because nobody ever really does that. More importantly, die cast. I know a lot of people freak out because they never get die cast. These legs are so meaty with die cast. It's crazy. Like the whole bottom is cold. Like, and it doesn't start here, but the entire bottom of the foot is all die cast. And I know a lot of people like that kind of stuff, but look, here we are with the rotation here. We can go up and down. We can go actually pretty far, and we can pretty much move it slightly individually, right? We have our front going up and down here. We have die cast joints here that can rotate ever so bit, right? And then we have, there we go, the pull out on the joint right here. You extend it a little bit, and that's how you get a little bit more rotation here for it to crunch. We actually can rotate outwards and inwards as well. Let's see if we can have that here. I forgot to check the instructions, but yeah, man, like same will be on the other side. You can see I can do the pull out. We'd actually have more movement. So now as I rotate it, you can see here, we can get really low. We can push this backwards. Oh, I love it when it does that. So now you can actually like crunch it down so you can see it in a different mode. And as you can, I don't know if you can hear just how heavy it is touching the floor, but let's get those feet flush. These actually move as well too, so you can freeform them. Looking really, really nice. The eye doesn't move, no. But these do not move down here, but these top ones do. Up top here, you actually have an opening, and these actually can rotate. So that means if you want to sit here and like rotate these around, beautiful. You actually have a lot you can look forward to. But like I showed before, this actually opens up. I don't even know how I did. Oh, there we go. I would say I don't know how I did it before. Yeah, there you go. So let's actually move this up. So our battle pod actually can open up here in the front. And let me actually adjust ever so slightly so you guys can see just how it is. So you actually can do that, but also it can lift up here in the front so you can see where the person sits at. And if I'm being honest, I'm gonna try to sit here and see something. This one might actually work out in your favor. It's going to be a tiny little Ichigo. And yeah, it looks like you can fit a 1/18 scale figure in here. Ichigo's head is a little too big, but it does look like you can pretty much fit like 1/18 scale figures in here, which is kind of crazy. But we already know how that fits for the Zentradi, so we know how that kind of works. And it just, this is so cool though, like that you could even do this. And you can actually, oh, it shifts down. So there's a little sliding mechanism. There we go. That slides out. Oh, I see now. That's actually really dope. And it slides back in. We're supposed to be able to lock it up. There we go. So yeah. Also, right up here, right? This is probably what's going to be crazy, right? There is a switch here up top. You actually get one switch. Turns on the lights. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see these. See them lighting up in the front. So your battle pods can flicker, or you turn the light on all the way and it's one solid color through the lights here. Now, what's really cool about that is when you open out the back on that switch, you actually get it to light up on the inside. Just in case you don't see it or you look. See, off, on. And that's actually really, really beautiful that you can get it to light up on the inside. This is going to be excellent for photography reasons, trying to get that specs. I just love the fact that it was done. Like everything kind of lights up on the inside. And it even warns you in instructions. It's like, hey, you got to be careful with that because literally like it consumes a lot of battery, but it does look utterly beautiful inside. Like I said, I don't think anybody's doing battle pods on that level of creativity, which for me is a big plus. So if you love Macross and you like having Macross designs at home and you just want this sitting on your shelf looking cool, having a battle pod looking like a giant ostrich ready here to like defeat you at a moment's notice, that's actually pretty cool. I'm not even gonna try to sit here and pretend like it's not. So next up, here we are, the VF-1. Obviously he's the cardless version, or as you would say, Rick's. Now, what's really cool about these is I love that everyone is having a Macross license now, but everyone is doing something to kind of, how do I explain it? Everyone's doing something to try to be different. Just like with the battle pod, there's a light up feature on this guy as well. I will do that when I go over later in the video, the different modes. But actually, I don't even think it's tough because I want to do both modes. But if I'm being real here, we already know what we're getting into. You just want to see how good it looks. And I want to showcase that in photos. But the biggest thing I want to showcase is the fact that the mechanism, the latch mechanism for here, which I actually missed on one side, is actually pretty cool because it's held together by the pins. So I'm just going to showcase what's different about this. Oh, that was a pretty cool fall down, I'm not going to lie. But right here, and I'm going to use a set of my tweezers. Open it up. Oop, I dropped it. But there is a latch here. You can see that it lights up. So I'm actually going to take it out. And you can see that this lights up. It's glowing. I love that everyone is trying to offer something different. And the light up feature on a 1/72 scale is actually really, really nice. It's not something you see quite often or done often. So I do like that that's something that's really, really brought to the table and pronounced here. It's really good to have it in the model. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the feet are die cast. You can hear them dragging across my table. And it's kind of crazy too, because I was like, oh, is it going to be die cast too? Absolutely is. But back to what I was saying, I wanted to showcase the tabbing here. Tabs right here on both sides. And I want to make sure it lines up. There we go. And it keeps the figure really, really stabilized. It's also magnetized here on the back end. Kind of magnet to keep it in place. Actually fold this in. And as far as articulation, we still have all of those kind of standard points that we get. You will get an articulation break here. You're going to get your double joints. I do actually like that it's very nicely double jointed here. We have our fold in for our mechanism here, which will also be used to stand on the feet. As you can see, it's going to cross to fold in for the Gerwalk mode or Guardian mode, depending on what region of the world you're in and you've seen it. But I do like this leg mechanism here. I dropped something small. That's the part of the backpack. We actually have a nice rotation here, right? On our arms, we still get a beautiful double joint. We can rotate in for a little bit of a semi-butterfly joint, right? Actually can rotate up and down a little bit too. That's actually something I didn't notice before. Our head can move up and down, but you have to be a little careful because obviously when you do that, it doesn't look as good, but you can get it to roll and look in place. This is one of those, depending on what you wanted out of it, you'll actually get it. But overall, outright beauty of it, I feel like they've really gotten it. Just like 3.0, just like Bandai. Everybody brings something different to the table. And what they've done through mechanical design, I really, really like. Especially when you compare it, you can do it like right here next to a battle pod. I just feel like that really sets the standard of glory for it. I think some people are going to have their issues with it being a little gappy here in the middle. But depending on how you like your Veritech, depending on what mode, we'll see. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to put it in another mode so we can see what it looks like in its Guardian mode and then Fighter mode. So yeah, let's check it out. As we cut forward to the next mode, which is the Guardian or Gerwalk mode. My brain trying to comprehend between the two is crazy. But I got to say, this looks really, really good. For the most part, I did not need instructions because I've transformed a lot of these, and the concept is pretty much the same. I will say this though, if you are feeling like this mechanism here is a little like coming out anything, there is a push pin there. You can just push in and it'll fall right back in place. This latch is actually really, really strong. And what's crazy is I was like, oh man, they don't have a thigh swivel. I was wrong. There's an invisible thigh swivel right here. So it's one of those things where you're constantly surprised by what you're getting. And I gotta say, this looks really beautiful in this mode. I have a little bit of a latch issue here, and I think that's on me. Again, I did not use instructions, but I had a spectacular time transforming it, and I didn't feel like it was fragile or if I was gonna break anything. Even figuring out how to fold this was a simple matter of paying attention and just watching the tabs. And this is just an honest opinion of me transforming the Macross stuff regularly. If you are a beginner, the instructions are really, really straightforward. So it's one of those things where I feel like this is actually really solid. And I feel like if you're having trouble, it'll come easy. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take this off again so you can see what it looks like in this mode. And you can double check what it's like to see it with that LED on. I really, really like that LED. And that's how I know I don't have any nails. I have to actually pull it in close to me so I can take the piece off. And I'm actually gonna leave it off for a little bit. But yeah, this is really, really beautiful. And again, it stands really, really well. If I wanted to just, well, oh, by the way, if you're worried about the latch, you actually tuck in and slide up. I'm actually gonna fix this by making it stand. And it's actually supposed to lean forward, which I very much adore that they do that. There we go. Yeah, baby. Yep. And that just looks so good. I kind of don't even want to transform into fighting mode because this is actually one of my favorite forms until it's a dog fight. And yeah, you will get other parts and accessories and things like that. But I just want to do a nice overview to showcase this kind of thing. One thing I also want to talk about is that, again, I'm gonna have to take the LED out. The gun does have an LED and light up as well too. I put the batteries in already. Gonna showcase it to you guys. There's an LED here and through the cannon. So yeah, this is one of those things where a lot of the fun from this is getting that different variation. And then I know you see the normal hands that came on the fighter. I'm not really a fan of those, but I love that it does come with the anime hands as well too. The big old chunky anime hands. You will get closed fist. You will get one right hand for the trigger for your rifle. You will get the holding hand for said rifle. So it seems like that's the universal thing. That has to be like that. You will get an open action palm for the left hand. And you will get a salute hand for the right. Next up, you will also get fillers for the girl walk mode. And you will have fillers for your verniers as well too for when you are in the mobile fighter mode. We also get the strap. Don't get it twisted. We did come with the strap as well too. So yeah. So I just wanted to do this quick overview to show you guys, like, I'm really loving that we are getting more and more Macross stuff. And for those of you that don't know, this does have a Kickstarter. I'm going to put the link in it as this goes up. I believe it's run out of time, but if you want to support, try to back it or know about it, I just want to bring a little bit of awareness to that. And we're going to talk about that. What else was there? I'm going to do some size comparison next, but I wanted to make sure I don't forget these things. One of the other cool things about all of this is that, oh no, I can't do a size comparison. I don't have my other Macross stuff here. It's in storage. Crap. I have nothing compared to. But either way, I just want you guys to enjoy it. But I did want to make sure that when talking about these, one of the biggest things for me and talking about these was the simple fact that a lot of the time with Macross stuff, we do not get more Zentradi stuff. We normal time we never get anything past the battle pods. I really do hope that we continue with this line and get more of it, because I love seeing more of the Zentradi stuff. People would love to fill out their collections with that. So yeah, I will put the link in the description. And if I forget, someone please remind me. I'm always good to try to make good on that, because I will forget. It happens. It's a lot going on in life. But yeah, with that being said, I do want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. One of the craziest things about this was I didn't even know this line existed and the way that it existed, which is kind of crazy. And shout out to Robert shout out to the guys, the Storm Collectibles guys, when I was in Hong Kong and talking about it, because I saw it and it was kind of crazy because I was like, oh my God, Macross stuff. I've never seen a bunch of this. And they had a bunch. They had the D1 fighter. They had the Lightning. And it was all prototype stuff. But it was cool to really see somebody else doing other stuff that wasn't just the Bandai stuff or the Arcadia stuff. So, yeah. Or the Toynami stuff. So it's really cool to see somebody else doing it. But more importantly, somebody actually like trying to do stuff outside of the main stuff. So hopefully with this Kickstarter, we'll get more. So with that being said, thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the photos at the end. So as always, please be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.